I am the chronicler. I shall record your adventures in my book of legends. Tell me of your deeds.
Right, playing some more Hard to Be a God.
Look at you, Your Grace. Aren't you sitting pretty? First the Earthmen, then Ramon, and now Father Chagan. Not to mention Imperial Intelligence. Always beside the high and mighty.
Exactly, and there's a high and mighty one that are constantly trying to get me into trouble. There's one thing I still fail to.
Don't you know? Always trying to look around, never seeing what's actually right under your nose? Like they say, when you're trying to hide something, it's best to put it on display. They'll never find it, especially when they're looking for it. The only chance would be to accidentally stumble upon it.
And I think the father came and knew about them, but left them for some reason.
Could well be. In that case, it turns out that you just spoiled his game. He might have been keeping these sectarians at his side for a purpose, to get a lead on the prophet himself later on. And then there you were, with the sword. He had to think fast and convince you to be at his side. This archbishop really is an old fox.
The important thing is that he told me where to look for the artifact.
That means you weren't looking carefully enough. By the way, have you heard what the ringleader of those idolaters were babbling about? I mean, it looks like they've sentenced you already.
I'll have a look, get myself in busy just now in time.
Not only that, he also mentioned some red-black uniform and diabolic rods. Who has that type of uniform down there?
Orders military, but they have already been there.
Where else besides Arcanar have you seen such a uniform?
Holy Lord Roman?
Exactly. The Count has just asked to see him on very urgent business. I think you're better off seeing him before you leave. You might also let him know that his lands are about to be invaded. He's not a good man, that's for sure. Not to mention that he once made an attempt on your life. But while you're both on the same side, it'd be better if his lands are secure. What do you think?
I think you're right, if only we got there in time. Okay, so we gotta go to... I didn't make it know everything I wanted. Where the hell? What? I gotta go... Bruh. Go back to my horse. Oh shit. Oh shit. Look at this bullshit. Oh, you dog. Stuck on a barrel. All this shit back, bro. Fighting the monks? I'm the monk's guard. Got my horse dead? They killed my horse. Dirty SOBs. Stuck on grass or something. Oh. Count Ramon. Go help this dude, but he's the one trying to kill me. Or his men tried to kill me. Save it.
Hello, sir.
Oh. Food. Some money. All right. Come on.
Good day, Baron. Were your travels pleasant?
Yes, thanks. Though several miles from the mall, I came upon your soldiers. They were finishing the Prophet's men.
Again? Damn! The problem seems to get more and more serious. I should give Ordanos an order to strengthen the post with huntsmen. It would be better to be prepared for these things.
So they have attacked you already, Count.
Yes, that's why I called you so urgently. 3 days ago, A messenger arrived on horseback from a distant village. He said they'd been attacked. We sounded the alarm and were combing the mountains, but in short, when we got there, the entire village was destroyed. Do you understand? Absolutely everything. Even the corpses were chopped into pieces and scattered everywhere. Men, women, children, even cattle. My men searched everywhere, but they found nothing but a wounded Don. Nobody knew how he wound up in our lands. They also found a barbarian.
Barbarian?
Yes, a barbarian. He pulled the Don into the shrubs and gave him medical attention. I inspected his wounds myself, and they were deadly. At first I thought it was a raid, but when the Don woke up, he said it was the Prophet's people. Yes, he woke up. Somehow the barbarian managed to save his life. Indeed, and what the Don told us about the Prophet was even more interesting. I strongly advise you to talk to him. He's recovering very quickly. Also, I recommend that you talk to the barbarian. He must either be their shaman or their healer.
Are you spoke to him already?
Yes, but I'd like to hear what you think about his story. Besides, barbarians are hardly understandable. It seems like he's off his rocker. Maybe you'll be able to understand him better. They're both in the building there. Curiously enough, the barbarian seems to be attached to the Don.
Alright. What building? Okay. Barbarian Healer?
You who has come by the way of the dead, who has spoken with spirits, I hail you. Are you going to ask me strange questions and fail to understand my answers too?
Maybe at first tell me who you're a healer in the tribe. How did you get...
That you have visited the Ghost Forest? This knowledge is freely available to anyone who talks with the ancestors. It's written on your hands and your brow, as well as the shadow of Ardar that was squeamish about taking you. You're right, I can heal people, but I'm not a healer. I simply serve the gods. Well, more precisely, I served the gods. My duties are finished. I was supposed to die. Dorgora sent his slave to take my life, but he wasn't able to because a man of your tribe, whose hand was directed by Ira Tro, killed him. So my service will continue.
You had the mountain die.
Not exactly. The man was just an instrument of the gods. Everything happens according to their will. According to the law, I was to pay my duty. Otherwise, Yirin would neglect me, and I would languish in the dark of Ardar. I know that he's fair and just, and no one wants that kind of an afterlife. So I was willing to die. But now, I'm free to live and return to my people. Will you ask the tribe's elder to let me go?
I certainly will.
Ask, you who has come by the way of the dead. Me?
What have you seen in the village?
I followed a man of your tribe. You people are like animals. You're unable to hide your tracks. Following you is so easy that a child could do it.
Get to the point.
I didn't go in the stable, as there were many strong men, and I'm old and weak. Later, carrying the spirit of Arad, came and brought the seed of terror with him. They killed everybody.
How come everybody?
Those who aren't killed aren't humans anymore. That's why. They have themselves become the seed. From now on, they are bound to follow, carrying the spirit and kill humans. Someday, they'll get to my tribe and kill all the people there too. Those who aren't killed will become the seed. They almost killed the man from your tribe who saved me, but I picked him up and dressed his wounds. This is retribution. The retribution of Maidara for the defiling of the great trees.
What is that?
The great trees were a gift which Rogoran gave to Maidara. Where they stood was a sanctuary. It was the place that the First Mother fell to from Elvar. It's been an honored place since stars appeared in the sky and the children of Gidana and Yirin came to the world. Then you came here and desecrated it. When we fought against your tribe, we killed all of you. Men, women, and children. But we just wanted you to go away so we could have the gods' forgiveness. Now it's too late. Though you have eyes you do not see, did you witness the creation of the swamps, forests, and mountains? Beyond that, have you seen the ghosts arising and taking root in inanimate objects? These are the children of Maidara. They're the blood brothers of both the Great Pe and the horrible Naked Boar. They have been summoned to drive you from the sanctuary. They come from behind the sea. They are few, but their numbers are always growing. When your eyes have opened, you'll run across the sea, but you won't escape. Maidara is angry. And anyway, your tribespeople's eyes will never be opened. We'll all die. The only ones who will be spared are those that came from the void. Will you at least try to get them to leave, though? Think about it. Well, he used to be a man, but he isn't anymore. He met Maidara and submitted to her. He merely fulfills her will now.
Jesus. All that goes on, can it be related to an artifact?
What's that?
Well, such an object, a stone, maybe a stick, a staff similar to one.
Are you a heathen?
I don't quite understand.
If you believe in the gods, then why do you attribute their power to mere objects? Objects are just shells. They're nothing but lifeless shells. A stone can't contain a spirit. A stone didn't give you life. The gods did. And they gave you your soul as well. A spark of Yirin smolders in every human, even your tribe's people. Do you really believe that an object could contain such a force?
You can tell me where the Mother Century is.
No, you can kill me, but I still won't tell you. Do you really think I'm going to tell you something that's known only to certain people of our blood?
Should I have a thought like this? Actually, I haven't questioned anymore.
Then I should go tell my tribe that Arad is incarnated. We aren't pagans. We ought not to die without a prayer and a sacrifice. Will you ask the Elder to release me?
Of course. Ooh. Take all that. Thank you very much. Stuff.
Saint Mika. I have aches and pains all over. And why does it smell so badly here? What muck have I been smeared with?
Methinks a wound would like yours is strange. You stand up all saying to your fellow Baron, wasn't it?
Oh. Excuse me, Baron. I am Marquis Letori. Who is this friend that you speak of?
Isn't that Barbarian with you?
Barbarian? I don't know him. Wait. Perhaps I do. You must mean that man who was attacked by the deer tiger. I had to use my last arrow on that beast. But why would he be here now? I left him 3 or 4 days ago.
Well, why you have saved his life and he had our parents save yours?
That's funny. I guess I ought to thank him. To tell the truth, I was ready to meet your Mika.
Marcus, are you able to tell me what happened, or how did you find yourself in the mountain?
I really don't know why it's so interesting to you. But as long as I'm here, I may as well indulge you. All this began at the home of Baron Toronto. Do you know the noble Don?
Yes, I
Then you should know he's a big fan of hunting. Over the course of 2 days, we killed 5 boars. It was very dull. Then one of the huntsmen said that he knew a better hunting area in the mountains. Unfortunately, Toronto was a bit tipsy and failed to back the horse. So, the 3 of us, 2 of the Baron's huntsmen and me, left together.
And where were they after all?
I have no idea. A storm began and we got separated. Then a heavy rain started falling. There was fog everywhere, and I had no supplies or dry clothing. Imagine, Baron, in this storm I had to hunt for food. I ran out of arrows quickly. Then I had to use my last one on that deer tiger. For nothing, though. The beast disappeared.
But didn't you save the man's life?
Whose? Ah, you mean the barbarian. Yes, indeed. But it was all for nothing. I made it to the village, where one kind villager shared his house and food with me. But as soon as evening fell, the village was attacked. Luckily, I gave my horse to the son of the commoner I was staying with, and sent him to get help.
Towards you sent a message.
Yes. I'm a man of war. I served 1.5 years in the Imperial Guard, so I used to patrol this area in the evenings. Well, the outer edge of the village, anyway. If it wasn't for this, they would have been slaughtered like pigs long ago. This at least gave the villagers time to get pitchforks. But what's the use? They were tossed around like a small boat by a wave. But I fought to the last breath, until we were defeated.
What next?
Later, I woke up because I was being pulled somewhere, very slowly, through the shrubbery. I couldn't turn my head, so I thought it was an animal pulling me. I wanted to cry, but I saw that the village had been turned into a giant bonfire. People in black were standing around the burning buildings. They offered prayers to some. I saw another man with his face hidden by a black cloak. They were yelling that he was a prophet, and they asked him to turn the captives.
Turn?
Yes, to turn them. He had a very unusual staff. The captives were brought to him, and he touched their heads with it. There was a knob on it. If it started glowing, the men in black cut the captive's throat, whether it was an old man, a child, or a woman. The bodies were thrown to the crowd, which immediately tore them limb from limb. But if the staff didn't glow, then something strange happened to the captive himself.
What do you mean?
The captives, they would behave like lunatics. They would bow down in front of the man with the staff, and then join the murderous crowd. I saw a whole family go through this turning. A husband, his wife, and their 2 children. The father was killed first. Then the boy's turn came, and they could barely tear him from the man with the staff's robe. Then, when the staff glowed above his relatives, he joined the others in dismembering the bodies of his sister and mother. Saint Mika. I feel sick just thinking about it.
Let's see what next.
I lost consciousness. All I remember is darkness. Then I woke up here, in the Count's castle. That's my story, Baron.
Oh, that's pretty good. What do you think of the priest?
I don't. I'm a man who is accustomed to death. I've seen it more than once. But such a massacre. Perhaps the priests are right, and the apocalypse is coming. Our human sins have exasperated the Lord. I'm not very religious, but even I'm scared now. I think I'll go to the sacred sites when I recover. We all need to cleanse our souls. Excuse me, Baron, but I need to lie down.
Of course, give us Marquis. Man, that was a long, drawn-out story. Now we know what the rod does now.
So, what can you tell me?
To tell you the truth, I'm at a loss.
Me too. Did you hear what he says about the staff?
Yes, certainly do you think?
It sounds like everything is hopeless, but we can't just accept that. We have to try. Besides, I thought some more about that gibberish the Barbarian Healer was speaking.
He's not a healer, he's a priest. By the way, I promised him the freedom.
He can go wherever he wants. I don't care. And that he's a priest just further proves my point. I rummaged through my library and found some very interesting papers. Here, take them.
Take them both.
It talks about the barbarians' religion, at least the ones living behind the northern range. There's a very interesting description of their cosmogony. If you put the pieces of the puzzle together, you'll see an interesting picture. I don't think the Prophet has found the artifact yet. Actually, I'm sure of that. The staff might be part of it, though. I wish we could get it.
Tell you the truth, I don't recognize your enthusiasm.
Really? Ha! My friend, you just don't know enough about it. But that's not your fault. Where were you going when I called you?
The right ravine changes said that the artifacts could be found in an ancient monastery.
Yes. Sorry, I'm distracted now. Okay, then. Go there and search that place, though I doubt you'll find anything. As for me, I'm going to visit an old friend and think this over. Then we'll meet again to discuss our next move. In that case, there'll be nothing to talk over. Head toward the Rotten Ravine, Baron.
All right.
That Marquis is a funny type indeed. Saved someone's life and didn't take any notice. A noble Don. A rare breed. But he certainly took way too many blows to the head to be bullshitting like that.
Yes, I assumed it apparently.
I don't assume it. I'm absolutely positive about that. And I don't really like it. Especially now, when we know that the Prophet already has some kind of staff in his possession.
You thinking we're late?
We might be. But anyway, we have to find the place where the artifact is, or was. Even if the Prophet's already found it, I think that he's bound to return. So, off to the ravine, Your Grace.
What about the... You talking? We won't talk to me. I was gonna... I get you free, bro. But won't even give me nothing. Get you, man. save it because I sure as shit don't want to go through all that again. Haha. Stuck on a rock. Oh, shit. Hi-ho, silver. What? I'm out of stamina already? The Rotten Ravine. Well, that's the only place I can go, huh? Nothing else is highlighted. Where am I supposed to go here? Okay, I'm not too far from it. There is a stable there. Better save in here.